Right, if I might move us on then.
Yeah, crack on.
I was going to talk a little bit about Alonso in this race because he was really in the wars.
I can't imagine why.
He did end up retiring, of course. Both Alpines did. It was not a good weekend for Alpine. Qualifying-wise, they were both a little bit underwhelming, weren't they, really? Because Alonso, I think, he started 19th because he was taking some components. But
he qualified 14th.
Both of them were out in Q2, weren't they?
Yeah.
So it was a little bit underwhelming for them overall and didn't get any better as things went on. But Alonso in particular really was in the wars. He first had a battle with Raikkonen, which saw some contact going into turn one, a little bit of carbon fiber coming off somebody's floor. I think it was Raikkonen's. Alonso was complaining of Raikkonen leaving the track and gaining an advantage. It does rather seem that Alonso got what he wanted, though, but in his actions, because he was opening the steering a bit to close the door on Raikkonen. It's a good thing those curbs weren't there, otherwise there might have been even more floor damage for the Alfa Romeo. And then, he was complaining about him leaving the track and gaining an advantage. The only reason that Raikkonen was really there was because Alonso made the defensive move that he did. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that defensive move. It's kind of a classic sort of closing of the door on the outside. You open the steering a bit. But then, of course, he's then going to expect that Raikkonen's going to get that slight boost from being able to continue his line by going wider. So don't think there was too much to worry about there. However, then we had Alonso going past Giovinazzi, where he went way too deep into turn 12 and gained an advantage off the track in order to get past Giovinazzi, and eventually has to give the position back. The difference there for me is that Alonso was never going to get that move done because he braked way too late and he gained an advantage after not even getting close to completing the move. So it was far more unreasonable, really, and Giovinazzi wasn't really any part of it. Giovinazzi didn't even really try to block him. Alonso just went in far too deep. So after this, we got this very puerile exchange between Alain Permain and Michael Massey. It was like a weary parent trying to placate their child. I thought that was the impression that I got. Very amusing, but also a little bit unbecoming. Presumably they do realise that this is being broadcast. I suppose final result is everything, and they must think that trying to irritate Michael Massey might get them something, maybe, but it really doesn't come across very well, does it? Where they're like, It's okay for him to overtake us off track, is it? Because that's what he's done. It's like, no, it's not okay for anyone to overtake off the track. Well, that's what he did. That's what he's done to us. And it's like, really? This is the kind of behaviour that you're exhibiting with the people running this race. I think that it came across as very, very unbecoming.
Yeah, I completely agree. It wasn't a highlight of the race for me, but it was hilarious to listen to the radio transmission go back and forth. Like they were kind of just they knew the answers.
Sent an email, clearly.
Yeah, might as well have sent an email. But they were saying, "Oh, is it okay to overtake off the track?" No, it's not okay to overtake off the track. Oh, but Raikkonen's overtaken off the track. Oh, it's not okay for Raikkonen to take off the track. But that's what he did to us. It's like he was kind of prompting for like a penalty or something. But just to clear things up, Michael Massey is the FIA. He is the director of the race. He is not a steward. He's not stewarding the race. He will pass that information on, I'm sure. But I'm sure there was multiple people looking at that instant anyway. And then Alonso did the exact same things, and it's just like, blimey, you can't write this up. It's Alonso being Alonso, isn't it? And what makes me laugh is when he dived / outbroke himself into turn 12. The radio transmission came up and it was like a yes. And I was like, is that for that overtake? I know they're slightly delayed, but sometimes they can be sent quite quickly. I was like, is he celebrating that overtake? Because he definitely went all the way off the track and some to get that overtake done. I was like, I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but all you have to do to summarize that situation is just go Fernando Alonso. Just Fernando Alonso things.
That's why we love Fernando Alonso, because
creative interpretation of the track limits.
And it's just he just gets in the wars, doesn't he? He's not sort of got any less fire in him.
No, not at all. He loves it still, doesn't he?
He's still Fernando Alonso. He still loves it. Yeah, it's great to see. It's very, very entertaining. Absolutely. But I did think that exchange between Alain Permain and Michael Massey was just quite a little bit embarrassing. Not a particularly good look, but I guess they don't care. They're just doing whatever they think will maybe get a penalty, maybe do, they're just doing what they think will maybe get a result, but
Out
a
of
little bit
all the
unbecoming.
out of all the transmissions probably going from the teams to the FIA, the broadcaster decided to choose the one where we're belittling the sport, or we're like, we're not doing the sport a great deal of, no, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but it wasn't what the FIA wanted to hear being broadcasted to the world, was it? That they're being challenged like a school teacher, like you said, and a parent, with regards to a penalty which never came. I'm not sure what happened because
there's nothing that came from there, and I think that I don't know. I think that they're not immune from criticism, are they? Like it's good fun to hear them do this. I think that's why we like the FIA.
I do
radios, 'cause
love the FIA radio.
It's quite eye-opening to the way that they're speaking to one another, and it's added a whole new dynamic, and it just adds to the drama. And
Yeah.
it is funny. I do enjoy it.
In fact, I think I was just about to go into my kitchen to grab a snack for like the second half of the race, and as I saw that, you hear that ba-dum, or like that radio transmission box come up, and I was like, oh, hold on a second. This is going to be juicy. I know it is, because every time this radio transmission box comes up, it's usually something good, and it's between the FIA and Alpine. So this is going to be good. So I stopped what I was doing, listened to the radio, then went to go get myself a snack, and enjoyed the second half of the race. But yeah, I do really enjoy them.